Well, after another very successful season in the Premier League, finishing 8th in the league, it's time to find out whether or not we've backdoored our way into Europe. Hello, welcome to part 33 of the Hollywood Dream. Coming up in today's episode, we do have our summer transfer window, and obviously we will find out whether or not we have qualified for some flavour of European football, but that is to be determined just yet. But let's go through our end of season review. Obviously, it was a very good season. 8th place finish, the highest Wrexham have ever finished, and that's just going to keep getting better and better each season. I hope next year, if we don't qualify for Europe this year, there's a slight chance we might get in, considering the fact the past 3 or 4 seasons the team in 8th place have all qualified for Europe. Should get in, but hasn't been confirmed just yet. But let's take a look at the players we have signed this season. So first up, obviously we've got the 2 loan players. First up was Jan Nicholas Beste. Obviously he came in, I think in January. No, he came in summer actually. Obviously only a loan. A very good player. 15 assists, 7 goals. At 29 years old, I don't think we'll sign him permanently. Then the other loan player was Alfie Beck, obviously on loan from West Ham. A very good player. West Ham have been relegated. I don't think Alfie Beck has got a relegation release clause, but see, with those that type of value, I don't think I'm willing to make an offer. I don't think we need to, because we do have another decent sentiment. Obviously, Daniel Mula-Sinovic, we'll just call him Daniel Mula for short. I think that's probably what we'll go for. We won't bother with the rest of his surname. Just go with Mula. So he came in absolutely brilliant. I mean, top notch. Only 18 years old, 10 goals, 1 assist. He got signing off the season. Wow. I was half expecting Best to get signing off the season, but that's pretty decent. That then obviously Chris Mepham came in purely as a backup, but when he played, very good. I expect he will be sticking around with us next season, whether or not we're in Europe. If we're in Europe, it kind of helps with homegrown players. That's something we might struggle with because we don't have any players homegrown at clubs, so that might be interesting if that does happen. And obviously, Danny Ceballos, he's absolutely brilliant. He's fine. I'm sure he'll be with us next season, I hope, unless someone makes a bid for him. But in fact, he's only 31, still in his prime, is absolutely brilliant. Then obviously Yannick Montserrat came in on a free transfer. He was good. He didn't play a whole great deal of games. Only started 9. Came off the bench 19 times, but he looked pretty decent. He might stick around. He might go. Then obviously Alan Sheehan, absolutely brilliant. Sort of lost his place in the starting 11 to Bookwich towards the end of the season, but he's only young. He's 20 years old, still rated as a wonder kid. He's only going to get better. Along with Liana Biha, he's another one that's going to get better and better each season. Only 19 years old. I suspect he might play a few more games this year than he did this year. He's definitely got a bright future ahead of him. Then Simon Banza, I mean, obviously with Ignacio Recia going out on loan, I think Banza, he is not wanted by Hull, so I think we probably do look to sell Banza, get him out of the club while we still can. And Sherman Barbas wasn't great, but he still has decent potential. He's definitely going to get good and better, but obviously he didn't really start too many games. That's because I didn't realise how good Alfie Beck was. So hopefully Sherman Barbas gets a decent run in the team next season. And obviously Matt Sells only brought him in as a emergency because Dean Henderson got injured. I don't think he ever actually played any games. I'm assuming he is out of contract this season. He's not actually out of contract. He's out of contract next season, but that's fine. We're not going to worry about that too much. So obviously the board wanted us to attempt to avoid relegation. We finished 8th. May or may not have qualified for Europe, but again, I keep saying this. We'll find that out within a couple of weeks in game. Then obviously FA Cup didn't really go to plan. We lost against Man United, obviously on penalties, which not a bad result. Hopefully, we can go on a nice little run in the FA Cup. The Carabao Cup, a little bit better, got to the fourth round. I think if we qualify for Europe, we get an automatically bye to the third round, which would be very nice. I wouldn't mind within the next season or two trying to get to the semi-finals of one of them competitions. Hopefully we can. So our biggest win this year was a 7-1 win over Coventry in the FA Cup. Our match to remember was a 5-2 win over Everton. The goal of the season went to Andy Irving. Wow. I wasn't really expecting that, but let's have a look at his goal. See how good it was, because I feel like we've scored more. We've scored a number of decent goals, especially Alfie Beck. He scored a number of great goals, but let's. Okay, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just shot from outside the box. I wouldn't say it's great. So I think Alfie Beck should have got potentially have got goal of the season because he scored a number of great goals, but that's fine. And he won it fair and square. Club reputation has gone up, I think. I don't think it has. I think it might have stayed the same, but I don't remember it going up. But it has. Annual revenue has gone up, and pretty much all has gone up, apart from broadcast revenue, which doesn't make sense at all. But we'll go with it. That's not really my forte, not really my area, the finances. Merchandise, all very, very good. Only 18,000 shirts sold. That's less than the capacity of the stadium. So the most popular shirts being Bookfitch, Ceballos, Barbas. Barbas, that's interesting because he barely played. Banza and Oristanio. Very, very interesting that. Then best 11, we had Dean Henderson in goal, a back four, Gusto, Horribelis, Edgar and Centels, Irving and Beck. No Ceballos in that midfield. That's very, very surprising. Then we had Sheehan on the right, Oristanio in the middle, Best on the left. Then we've got Daniel Muller up front. I mean, considering Daniel Muller only played 12 games, that is some achievement to be in the best 11. That is very, very good. So, fans player of the season went to Gaetano Oristadio. Alfie Beck won young player of the season. Obviously, Daniel winning signing of the season. Gaetano won top goal scorer, 16 goals. That's not too bad. I mean, probably attacking mid, that's pretty good. I expect Daniel Muller will get top goal scorer next year, ideally with 20 goals or more next season. Nicholas Best with 15 assists. I mean, Morgan Rogers with 4 player for matches. Wasn't really a starter, but he was pretty all right. Record breakers, youngest goal scorer was Daniel Muller Sanucevic, 18 years old. Wow, I didn't really expect that. Don't really need to look at the generic timeline because that's not really important. We did get our budgets before the season preview, and they have awarded us just under 50 million wage budget. I think it stayed the same. So we've got 90k spare wage budget. We do have a couple players joining us. One of them's a Premier League youngster, one of them's a Spanish left back who does look very, very good. But let's take a look at what they want us to do next season. So they want us to play attacking football. That's fine. That's what we do anyway. That's what we're good at. Make the most of set pieces. Yeah. Play counter-attacking football. Play entertaining football. That is all good. Grow the club's reputation. That's fine. As long as we qualify for Europe, we can do that. Work within the wage budget. That is all good. And minimum 3-year contracts for first-team players and blah, 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 blah. Build a new stadium is still in progress. Obviously, we found out last season the board want to build a new stadium. They're currently searching for a site. Whether or not we'll get any updates on that this season, I do not know. But apart from that, that looks very, very good. Let's talk to the players about next season. I would prefer to have found out if we had qualified for Europe before we spoke to them, but I think we can finish in the top half next year. No, I think we're in a good place to avoid relegation. Oh, okay. We're much better than that. Okay, mid-table then. I wasn't really expecting that because past couple of years have been avoid relegation. I've got nothing else to talk to you about. So what did that? What did the board want us to do next year? Was it become an established Premier League team? So it's no longer about avoiding relegation. It's all about just staying within the top half. I'd say. Training destination. I mean, we go there every year, and we're going to do it again. Let's go to the good old US of A, the home of Ryan and Rob. Albeit, I think one of them might be Canadian, but one of them is from America, so that counts. So I think probably what we'll do is we'll leave any transfer business stuff for later in the video. So I guess we'll come back beginning of the transfer window, or when we have confirmation if we qualify for Europe. Well, not very long has passed, but we have had more news about the new stadium. So the Wrexham board have today announced that the club have been granted planning permission to build a new stadium. Construction of a Wrexham stadium. Surely we could have had a better name than that. Look at the legends we have had. We could have had Brian Flynn, Gareth Davies, Joey Jones, Dixie McNeil, Mickey Thomas, Arthur Griffiths, Tommy Bamford. I mean, somehow I'm still in favour personnel, but we're not going to moan about that for now. Yeah, the Wrexham Stadium. I mean, it could have been a bit more glamorous, but it's fine. It will cost around £55 million. Where the hell do you think we've got that money from? Where the hell have we got that money from? Because Ryan Reynolds has pulled his funding from the club, or withdrawn it, whatever it is, or limited it. Although this figure will be offset by the 3.3 million the club will receive by selling the racecourse ground. 3.3 million for the current stadium. That's absolutely ridiculous. The board are delighted to announce they have been able to finance the project without having to secure any external funding. That's good. Additional funding for the project has been secured with a stadium sponsorship deal worth £27.5 million. That is very, very good. Our youth level has been increased. Not that it really matters. I'm not sure what it was before, but it's been increased. But hopefully we should be able to find out if we have qualified for Europe. Well, we have done it. We have done it. Wrexham have qualified for the Conference League. So Wrexham have qualified for the 28 Europa Conference League by coming 8th in the Premier League. They will enter the competition at the playoff. When the hell is that being played? I presume that's before the season starts. I hope not. I hope it's not. I hope it's after the season starts, because that might, depending on who it's against, that might potentially be the first games of the season. We might just scrap the first games of the first Premier League games and just focus on the playoffs. I think we might do that. But yeah, absolutely brilliant. So I guess the focus of this transfer window now is probably signing homegrown players in the nation. Obviously, we can't sign any homegrown players at the club because there isn't any good enough. Maybe Max Cleaver might make it a surprise transfer appearance. I highly doubt it. So I guess we just have to sign English players and Wonder Kids this episode, possibly. But I guess we'll see about that. I don't know how the registration thing works, but on to the opening day of the transfer window. Well, here we go. It's the start of the brand new Premier League transfer window. We have signed 2 players. They were pre-arranged, and we have sold 1 player and potentially selling another player if he accepts the offer or not. But let's have a look, see who we've been rumoured with. So we've not been rumoured with Hendrick. That would have been beautiful if we had, but we haven't. We've been rumoured with Tyreek Mitchell. Obviously, being English would help with registration, but realistically, he's just going to be another Alex Santos. Same ability. He's not going to get any better, so I don't really see the point of signing him. Then Jorginho Rutter, he's a striker. It's not really a position that we need. I mean, we were linked with him a couple of years ago, but think we decided to pull out of the deal. So don't think we need him because we've got Daniel, we've got Ignacio Resio, we've got Refine up front. Lorenzo Colombo, again, another striker. Don't know much about him. So we will give him a scout. Obviously, if a spot becomes available up front, we might. Never say never. We're not. I'm not going to say we're not going to sign a striker. We might sign Jay Stansfield though. I highly doubt it because he's just not good enough. He's just this version of Jay Stansfield a little bit different to the one that we had in the Globe Explorer playing for England and whatnot. But yeah, I don't think we signed Jay Stansfield, but we have signed a couple of players. They are Philip Bartlett. He's a English right winger, 1.5 stars of capability, 4-star potential, decent panorama, potentially Premier League. Comes in from Man City on a free transfer. But this is the main guy. We've got Milo Talbi. He's a Algerian left back, 2 stars of capability, 5-star potential, decent League One player, potentially Premier League. He comes in from Villarreal for 13.5 million. So that budget was left over from last year before we lost that like 15-13 million we had left to spend. But he does look pretty good. Obviously only 20 years old. He's not going to become homegrown, but he's a promising player, which I like. I like that a lot. Obviously, especially with Battus being out of contract at the end of his season, Talby definitely fills that gap in. Probably won't start every game this year, but almost definitely will be. He might get a good run of games in the Conference League, depending on who we come up against. But first player leaving us is Santiago Mourinho. He has joined Hull City, who have just been promoted from the Championship, so we will be playing against him next year. So he's joined them for 12.25 million. We signed him for 4 million, so that is a pretty decent profit, that is. So with that money, I expect we'll probably sign a English centre back. I think that's probably what we'll go for. Probably any backups, try and do them as English players or sign as many English players as possible. We've got a lot of homegrown in-nation players. We've got like the likes of Morgan Rogers, Taylor Harvey-Bellis, obviously Henderson, Mepham, Maynard Brewer is actually trained in nation. I didn't realise that, but he did spend most of his career with Charlton, so I guess he'll be fine. Obviously, Sheehan. Obviously, we've got players that will be leaving the club like Paul Mullin, Jack Taylor, Spetman Rera might go, and Rubio. I'm not sure if there's anyone else that's potentially out the door. Matt Sells is retiring at the end of the season. We've also accepted an offer for Simon Banzer, £10 million from Brentford. Matters obviously out of contract, along with obviously Best and Beck will go back to their parent clubs. Mullins out of contract, Matters is out of contract. Obviously, Sales is retired. Now, apart from that, that's all the players leaving at the moment. We've got plenty of players wanted, but no one's made any official bid for any of those players. But I guess we'll come back probably beginning of July. Probably near the beginning of July, maybe free transfer day. And hopefully, we might have signed at least 1 or 2 players and definitely sold a few players. Well, it's currently the 11th of July. We've just got under a month before we get going with the new Premier League season, which I'm still not sure what we're going to do in terms of next season, whether we're going to do the first 2 games or we're going to do the Conference League games, considering it's the first games in the Conference League. Obviously, the draw is the 31st of July, so by the time of when we do start the season, I should have some sort of idea of what the next episode is going to look like. But enough about that. Let's have a look at the transfers we have done so far. We have sold a lot of players. I mean, a lot of players. I don't think we sold anyone on the back end of last season. Yes, we did. We sold Simon Banzer to Brentford for £10 million. Then moving on to this season, we did sell Miguel Rubio. He has joined Vallecano on a permanent transfer for £7 million. He was there on loan last year. Now he's just gone there permanently. Made a profit on him, signed him on a free, sold him for £7 million. That's not too bad. Esteban Matas joined Millwall on a free transfer. Unfortunately, I don't think we made a profit on him. No, made a slight loss on him, but he was never that good. Jack Taylor has finally left us after numerous loan spells. Actually, only one loan spell. He has joined Watford for 1.8 million. Leo Paparenga's joined Crawley Town on loan. Gaetano Oristadio has joined Al Ahly for £20 million. Didn't really want to sell him, but we've got a very good replacement. A replacement that could be even better, but it's a £17 million profit at the end of the day. And look at the wages he's on, 650k. He is living the dream over there, living the dream. There, last but not least, a player that is next to us. Sure, this won't be the last departure of the episode, and that is Diego Moreira. He has joined Galatasaray for £12.75 million. A slight profit on him, but a very good one. Yeah, we've only signed 2 players so far. First up here, we've got Herman Kone. He's a Ivorian. Technically, it says he's a centre back, but we are training him up to be a right back. He's at 5'9", so he's definitely has a right back in the future. Plenty of decent pace, and that's what I like about him. 2.5 stars of current ability, 4.5 star potential. Good championship player, potentially Premier League. He comes in from FC Nordsjælland in Denmark for £7 million. So next up, we've got Gaishel Kabangu. He's a French centre attacker with 3 stars of current ability, 5-star potential, decent Premier League player. He comes in from San Etienne for £11 million. He was a wonder kid. He might still be a wonder kid. He probably will be a wonder kid when he starts playing, but he was, the media description was a wonder kid. Maybe he's not anymore. Was this guy a wonder kid? No, he wasn't, but I'm sure this guy was rated as a wonder kid. I don't know why he hasn't not a wonder kid, because he's very, very good. He will be our Stadio replacement. So this is what the squad is currently looking like. So obviously goalkeepers, I think we're probably fine with Dean Henderson and Ashley Maynard Brewer. Centre backs, so obviously we've got Taylor Harvey-Bellis, Chris Bepham, Edgar, and we are beginning to train Leandro Vieja to become a centre back, a ball playing defender, so he can play on that right hand side. So I think that would be quite useful, because how tall is he? He's 6'4", so he's going to be quite useful when it comes to like corners, set pieces, and that sort of stuff. So hopefully he trains into a nice, decent centre back, and obviously Kone will be the right back. And right backs, obviously, we've got Kone, who's now his best position is now right back. It was a right wing back originally. Now it's definitely right back. Then we've got Gusto as the other right back. Left back, centres. We've obviously also still got Bob Tart. I think we probably let him go. Yeah, well, I'll take 1.4 million for Bob Tart, considering he was one of the Premier League free transfers a couple of years ago. That is very good. Then obviously we've got Milao Talby as the other left back. We should probably get him training him up to be a left wing back. I've already started doing that. That's very good. Then centre mids, obviously at the moment we've still got Irving as Ceballos as the 2 playmakers. Barbas as the only Masala at the moment, so we are keeping an eye out for another centre mid. And right wingers, obviously we've still got Sheehan. Who was our other right winger last year? Who was the other right winger last year? Who did we have? We had Sheehan. Oh, well, Bookwich is still here. I'm not sure. I think both of them will probably end up staying. Obviously, Montserrat and Kabangu as the 2 centre attacker mids. On the left-hand side, we have just got Morgan Rogers at the moment, so we definitely need another left winger. Then strikers, we've got Resio and Daniel Muller. Daniel Muller, now rated as a 3.5 star current ability player. That is absolutely insane. Finishing still 8, but once he continues to score goals, that will gradually move up. Obviously, he is still only 18, and if he can perform like this every season, he's going to be one hell of a player and can become homegrown at club, which is very, very Nice. So what is it? It's definitely, I think the defensive area is done, in my opinion. Unless Centos goes, it's done. Which I don't think he is. He's not wanted. So Bob Tart's the only departure from the defence will be going. Talby is wanted on loan. We're not going to send him out on loan. No way, Jose. So it's just basically a centre mid and a left winger. And that is basically the squad done. We might get a few English players here and there, just a couple, just to fill out the squad. But yeah, I think that's just two players. I mean, budgets are looking quite healthy. £92 million, plenty of wage budget. We could potentially start. We had the chance to sign Cristiano Ronaldo Jr., but I didn't want to sign him because he wanted too much money, and quite frankly, that was ridiculous. And with Daniel Muller, who needs Ronaldo Jr., but hopefully, I'm not sure when we're going to come back. So I think we'll probably for now, we just come back just before we potentially have our Fulham game. Then I guess we'll make a judgment then, seeing what's going to happen in tomorrow's episode. So hopefully by then, should have hopefully signed at least a couple more players by then. Hopefully, might have sold a few, but that's to be confirmed. So it's currently the 4th of August and the start of the brand new Premier League season. I've got no idea what's going to come up in tomorrow's episode. No idea at all. I mean, I'm at a crossroads here because I don't know whether to show you Fulham or Man United or the playoff game. So we'll make a judgment soon. But let's take a look at all of the transfers we have done this episode. We are waiting for one more person to come in. That is Nicola Moretti. He will be our new left winger, backup left winger for now, but he will potentially become our first choice left winger if he comes in, which hopefully he does. He's just waiting on a work permit. But players that have come in that have left us in today's episode, obviously started off by saying bye to Santiago Mourinho. He joined Hull City for £12 million. Simon Banza joined Brentford for £10 million. Then moving on to this season, Miguel Rubio joined Vallecano for £7 million. Obviously, Esteban Matas joined Millwall on a free transfer. Jack Taylor has joined Watford for £1.8 million. Leo Papering has gone out on loan to Crawley Town. Gaetano Orestadio has joined Al Ali for £20 million, where I'm sure he's having a lovely time on that lucrative wage deal, 650k a week. Diego Moreira has joined Galatasaray for £12 million. Bob Tart has joined Hearts on loan for this season. Then James Harris, I'm not sure who you are. We won't mention about you, but he has gone out on loan to Boston. Josh Nichols has joined Oxford United on loan for this season. I mean, we signed him years ago. I don't think he's going to get anywhere near the Premier League. Still fan around a national player. He's not improved at all. But the players that have come in this year, we won't bother about Philip Bartlett because he's only a youngster. He's a Premier League youngster. He's not going to be good enough. Potentially he might be good enough. I mean, the value is pretty good. And first up, it was Milo Talby. He's a Algerian left back, 2 stars for current ability, 5-star potential. Good League 2 player, potentially Premier League. Comes in from Villarreal for £13 million. Like I said, he is going to be a backup left back this year. He'll get game time as of when, but primarily his main place is going to be on that bench. Obviously, Santos will still be first choice. Then moving on to this season, we've signed Herman Kone, Ivorian right back, technically a centre back, but we are training him to be a right back. 2.5 stars current ability, 4.5-star potential. Good championship player, potentially Premier League. He comes in from FC Nordsjælland for £7.75 million. I mean, judging by his value and some of his stats, I think he's going to be a decent player. Obviously, definitely a right back, especially at 5'9", definitely not a centre back. Then next up, we had Gaishel Kabangu. He's a French centre attacker mid, 3 stars of current ability, 5-star potential, decent Premier League player. Comes in from San Etienne for £11 million. It's now a wonder kid. He wasn't a wonder kid originally, but now he's been reversed to a wonderkid, which is very, very nice, and his value is shot up massively. I don't think it was that high before, but he's going to be absolutely amazing this year. Absolutely superb. Then next up, but definitely not our last signing, is Josh Taylor. He's a English centre mid, 3 stars of current ability, 5-star potential, good Premier League player, comes in from Middlesbrough for £15 million, and more importantly, he is a wonderkid. Not going to become homegrown, but he is English, and that is the main thing. He's going to be an absolute brilliant player. I'm not sure what the future of Barbas holds for him now, but yeah, he's going to be a top player. I'm really excited about him. First touch, 17, free kick taker might could have been a little bit better, but he's not coming in to be our set piece taker. No idea who is our set piece takers, but that's not my job. But he looks like a great player. Obviously, one more player is still yet to come in, which we will announce in the next episode. So this is the squad going into this new season and our first season in the Conference League. And our only season in the Conference League. That's the last time. This is the first and last time we'll play in the Conference League unless something goes wrong this season. So goalkeepers, we've got Dean Henderson and Ashley Maynard Brewer. Right backs for this year, we've got Marla Gusto and Herman Kone. Then centre backs, we've got Taylor Harbour-Bellis, Chris Mepham, Edgar, and Liano Beahiha. Still continuing to play centre back. Now only a awkward centre back. That will be a I expect by the end of this season, it should be a accomplished centre back. Hopefully, possibly even a natural centre back. I doubt it, but that might take some time. Then that's all the centre backs we have. Then left backs, we've got Alex Centels and Milo Talby. Then centre mids this year, we've got Andy Irving and Tobias as the 2 playmakers potentially. Then we've got Sherman Barbas and Josh Taylor. What is Josh Taylor's best role? Can play as a Masala. Can play pretty much anyway. Maybe Barbas' days are still ahead of him. He might play with Taylor. I'm not sure what's going to be the centre mid partnership for this year. It could be Josh Taylor Barbas, or it could be Tobias and Taylor. I don't know. Let's see what happens then. Right, then we've got on the right hand side, we've got Sheehan and Bukvich. Obviously, Sheehan definitely going to be first choice this year. Bukvich on the bench because Sheehan's still got 5-star potential. Centre attacker mids, we've got Yano Montserrat and Gaishel Kabangu. Left wingers still got Morgan Rogers. He is going to be our first choice this year. Then obviously Moretti will be the backup. Then strikers, we have got Ignacio Recio and Daniel Muller. Daniel Muller. I think that's what we've got to go with because I'm just going to make an absolute mockery of his last name. It's just not going to be fun to pronounce, so we will just call him Daniel Muller for now until I really figure out how to say his last name. But let's take a look at the season preview. Are we still predicted to get relegated? No, we are not. We are now predicted to finish 16th. Seriously? We finished 8th last year, and they still predict us to finish just outside the relegation places. That's pathetic. Even Bournemouth are predicted to finish higher. Do we have anyone in the Dream 11? Not yet, but we will do in a couple of years' time, I reckon. Who are key players? We've got to scroll down, not all the way to the bottom. Josh Taylor and Daniel Muller. That is very, very good. So I think what we are going to do in the next episode, I think we will just play the first 2 games off camera. Then coming up in tomorrow's episode will be our first ever games in the European Conference League. If you have enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more Daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.